First quote. Minnesota is telling teams that Butler's an elite player and the franchise intends to keep him. Tweeted Adrian Wojnarowski. Bomani, do you think there's a chance the Timberwolves will really just hold on to Jimmy Butler and ignore his trade request?
No, because I think they'd fire Tom Thibodeau before they allowed such a thing to happen. Because I feel like the only person who looks at this and says, yeah, we got to keep him, is the guy who feels like his job security is tied to making the playoffs this year. And all he seems to care about, by the way, is making the playoffs. Now, he'd be the championship contender. He's just not here to lose and not here to rebuild. But he's got to go. Like, I just don't see any way that there is around this.
Yeah, they have different time horizons. Tom Thibodeau is a guy who needs to win in the present, and Glenn Taylor, the owner, is a guy who will own the team until eternity. That's the difference. But I think it's funny to look at the life cycle of how these trade demands arise, because guy asks for a trade, we all dive in and figure out, okay, why is he unhappy? Social media beef emerges, and then the team is put in the awkward position of trying to convince other teams, other suitors, that actually all is well. Please don't try to get a discount on a guy who clearly wants to leave.
And look, there seem to be a lot of teams that are interested in getting Jimmy Butler, right? Like a 6'8" two-way wing, right? They're not that hard to find. I mean, not that easy to find. So they're going to go ahead and try to make this work. The thing I do think that Thibodeau understands that is important is that dude right there is by far the best player on that team. Right? Like maybe the day will come where Karl Towns is that guy, and maybe the day will come where Andrew Wiggins becomes better than an average NBA player. But Jimmy Butler's the best player on that team. Per 100 possessions, they were 13 points better with Jimmy Butler on the floor versus with him off. So if they get him out of here, on one level it's a rebuild, except it's not a rebuild because they're already paying all this money to Andrew Wiggins.
And what is crazy is that this whole conversation can take place, and the third biggest name in the conversation has been Karl Anthony Towns, who is the franchise player and who is the guy, incidentally, who went on social media to deny the rumor that Jimmy Butler had slept with his girlfriend.
But hold on.
There's a
flaw in the argument or idea that Karl Anthony Towns is their franchise player. He is their second best player.
Yes, but also the most valuable? For now?
Only because the other guy wants to go?
For now.